Ladies and gentlemen, NFL fans across the entire league, stop what you're doing because we've got breaking news that's going to shake up the NFL like never before. This is not a drill, folks. This is one of the most shocking, unexpected, and downright blockbuster trades of the year, and it involves the one and only Dallas Cowboys. That's right, the deal is done, signed, sealed, and delivered, and it's a move that has the football world losing its mind. Sidney Brown, the electrifying safety who was a rising star in the Philadelphia Eagles secondary, is now officially a Dallas Cowboy. This trade just went down, and the implications are absolutely massive. Whether you're a Cowboys fan jumping out of your seat with pure excitement, an Eagles fan stunned by this betrayal of epic proportions, or just a football junkie trying to wrap your head around this NFC East bombshell, buckle up because we're diving deep into every single angle of this seismic shift in the NFL landscape. Let's break it all down, step by step, and get right into it. For those who might not know Sidney Brown, let's not just any player we're talking about here. This guy was a certified rising star in Philadelphia's defense, a dynamic talent with a sky-high ceiling who many believed was destined to become the cornerstone of the Eagles' defense for years to come. Drafted in the third round of the 2023 NFL Draft out of the University of Illinois, Brown quickly showed why he was such a coveted prospect. His explosiveness, his bone-rattling tackles, and his relentless never-say-die play style made him an instant fan favorite in Philly. But today, in the blink of an eye, all of that changed in the most dramatic way possible. The Dallas Cowboys, desperate to bolster their defense after yet another season falling short of their Super Bowl dreams, have pulled off a trade that's sure to have the entire NFC East and the NFL as a whole talking for weeks on end. Here's the nitty-gritty of this blockbuster deal. Dallas has sent a 2026 third-round draft pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for Sidney Brown. Yes, you heard that right, an interdivision trade between two of the fiercest rivals in all of professional sports. Trades between division rivals are rare enough as it is, but a move of this magnitude, involving a player of Brown's caliber, is practically unheard of. The Cowboys and Eagles have one of the most intense rivalries in NFL history, with games that are less about football and more about pride, passion, and pure, unfiltered chaos. For the Eagles to send a promising young star like Brown to Dallas, their arch-nemesis, is a decision that's already raising countless eyebrows and sparking heated debates across the football world. So, why on earth would the Eagles agree to this deal? Why would they part ways with a 25-year-old safety who showed flashes of brilliance and has the potential to be a game-changer for a decade? The speculation is running absolutely wild right now. Some insiders suggest that Philadelphia's front office is looking to completely retool parts of their defense, possibly to create more cap flexibility or to shift their focus to other players in their secondary who have emerged during the offseason. Others believe this could be part of a much larger strategy, maybe a precursor to an even bigger trade, or a sign that the Eagles are confident in the depth they've built at the safety position. But let's be real here, trading Sidney Brown, especially to a direct rival like Dallas, is not a small move by any stretch. It's a bold, in-your-face statement, and it's one that Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones was all too happy to pounce on. Now, let's dive into Sidney Brown is and why this acquisition is such a total game-changer for the Cowboys. Born in London, Ontario, Brown's journey to the NFL is a story of grit, determination, and raw, unadulterated talent. A standout at the University of Illinois, he earned his reputation as one of the most explosive and aggressive safeties in all of college football. Brown wasn't just a player who filled a role, he was a tone-setter, a defensive spark plug, who brought an unmatched intensity to every single snap. His ability to read plays like a veteran, close in on receivers with lightning-fast speed, and deliver those punishing hits made him an absolute nightmare for opposing offenses. During his college career, He piled up over 300 tackles, snagged on 10 interceptions, and produced countless highlight reel plays that earned him all Big Ten honors and caught the eye of NFL scouts all across the league. When the Eagles drafted Brown in 2023, the expectations were absolutely sky-high. Despite competing in a crowded defensive backfield that included veterans like Darius Slay and James Bradbury, Brown wasted no time at all in the making his presence felt. In his rookie season, he racked up nearly 50 tackles, picked off 2 interceptions, and had a signature moment that had Eagles fans on their feet screaming, a 99-yard pick six that went absolutely viral. That play wasn't just a highlight, it was a loud declaration that a new defensive force had arrived in Philadelphia. Brown's combination of speed, instincts, and sheer fearlessness made him a perfect fit for the Eagles' aggressive defensive scheme, and many fans believed he was well on the track to becoming one of the NFL's elite safeties. But then, tragedy struck. Late in the 2023 season, Brown suffered a devastating torn ACL injury that brought his promising rookie campaign to a screeching halt. Questions swirled around his recovery. Would he ever regain that same explosive burst? Could he return to the explosive form that had made him such a standout? When Brown finally returned to the field in mid-2024, he answered those questions with pure authority. While his role with the Eagles was somewhat limited as he worked his way back from injury, he still made absolutely key contributions during Philadelphia's playoff push. And let's not forget, Brown was a part of the Eagles' Super Bowl 59 squad that dominated the Kansas City Chiefs in a 40-22 rout to claim the championship. That's right, the Cowboys just acquired a player who knows exactly what it takes to win on the biggest stage in sports. For Dallas, this trade is nothing short of a massive coup. The Cowboys' defense has been solid in recent years, but they've been missing a true enforcer in the secondary, a player who can change the entire complexion of a game with one hit, one interception, one momentum-shifting play. Sidney Brown is exactly that player. At just 25 years old, he's still in the prime of his career, with all the potential to grow into a Pro Bowl caliber safety. Pair him with the Cowboys' existing defensive stars, Micah Parsons wreaking absolute havoc up front, Trayvon Diggs locking down receivers on the outside, and a talented supporting cast, and you've got the makings of a defensive unit that could be downright terrifying. Brown's versatility is a huge asset here. He can play deep in coverage, drop into the box to stop the run, or even blitz off the edge to pressure the quarterback. This gives defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer endless options to get creative with his defensive schemes. Now, let's talk about the psychological impact of this trade, because it's impossible to ignore. Every single time the Cowboys and Eagles face off, Sidney Brown will be staring down across the field at the team that traded him away. You better believe he's going to have a massive chip on his shoulder, a burning motivation that could fuel him to dominate. That kind of energy can be a game changer, especially in the NFC East, where rivalries are as fierce as they come, and every game feels like a playoff battle. Imagine Brown picking off a pass from Jalen Hurts and sprinting to the house in front of a raucous Dallas crowd. The drama, the intensity, the sheer theater of it all, that's what makes this trade so incredibly compelling. It's not just about X's and O's, it's about raw emotion, pride, and the kind of storylines that keep NFL fans glued to their screens week after week. Some skeptics out there might question why Dallas would give up valuable draft capital for a player coming off a major injury like that. It's a fair point, but let's put it in perspective. The Cowboys aren't in rebuilding mode, they're in win-now mode. With a championship-caliber roster loaded with talent and a fan base absolutely starving for a Super Bowl, Dallas can't afford to play it safe. They need players who can make an immediate impact right now, and Brown fits that bill perfectly. His youth, his upside, and his proven playmaking ability make him a low-risk, high-reward acquisition. The draft picks Dallas gave up a third-rounder in 2026 and a fifth-rounder in 2027 are relatively modest compared to the potential payoff here. This isn't just a one-year rental, it's an investment in a player who could anchor the Cowboys' secondary for the next decade. Another huge factor to consider is Brown's leadership. Even as a young player, he's known for his vocal, commanding presence on the field, a guy who communicates effectively with his teammates, adjusts quickly to offensive schemes, and brings a contagious energy that elevates everyone around him. In a Cowboys locker room that already boasts some of the strongest veteran leadership in the league, Brown's intensity and work ethic will fit in like a glove. He's not just a player who makes plays, he's a catalyst, someone who can inspire his teammates to raise their game to another level. And that kind of intangible quality that's invaluable, especially for a team with Super Bowl championship aspirations. The ripple effects of this trade are already being felt across the entire NFL. Coaches are scrambling to review tape. Analysts are frantically updating their power rankings, and fans are flooding social media platforms like Twitter and Reddit with reactions. Cowboys Nation is absolutely buzzing right now. Jerseys are flying off the shelves, memes are going completely viral, and the excitement is palpable. You'd think Dallas just won the Super Bowl based on the sheer energy in fan forums and group chats. And can you really blame them? This isn't just a trade, it's a bold statement. It's Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office saying loud and clear, "We're done waiting around. We're going all in for it." For a franchise that hasn't reached the Super Bowl since 1995, that kind of boldness is exactly what fans have been clamoring for years. Speaking of those matchups, let's paint a vivid picture of what's to come. Picture this. It's a crisp November afternoon at a T&T Stadium in Arlington. The Cowboys and Eagles are locked in a heated back-and-forth battle, with playoff implications hanging in the balance. Dak Prescott drops back, scans the field, and fires a pass deep downfield. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Sidney Brown comes flying in, picks off the pass, and races toward the end zone as 80,000 fans lose their absolute minds. On the flip side, imagine Brown lining up against his former team, staring down Jalen Hurts, and delivering a bone-crushing hit on a crossing route that echoes through the stadium. Every single snap will feel like a personal vendetta, and the intensity will be off the charts. These games were already must-watch events, but now, with Brown switching sides, they've become appointment television for every NFL fan on the planet. The fact that the Cowboys moved quickly and decisively to land their guy speaks volumes about their confidence in Brown's ability to transform their defense. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision, it was a calculated, strategic move by a team that believes it's on the verge of something truly special. Other teams will undoubtedly regret missing out on this opportunity, but for now, the spotlight is squarely on Dallas and Sidney Brown. From a strategic standpoint, Brown's addition gives the Cowboys a significant boost as they prepare to compete in an absolutely loaded NFC. Teams like the San Francisco 49ers, Detroit Lions, and Seattle Seahawks boast some of the most high-powered offenses in the league, capable of testing even the best defenses. To compete with them, you need playmakers who can create turnovers, disrupt plays, and seize momentum in the clutch moments. Brown's ability to do all of those things makes the Cowboys a far more complete team. His presence also allows Mike Zimmer to experiment with more aggressive coverages and blitz packages, knowing that Brown has both the speed and the instincts to cover ground in the secondary. For Cowboys fans, this trade is a reason to believe that 2025 could finally be their year. The team has been trying to get over the Super Bowl hump for years, with heartbreaking playoff losses leaving fans frustrated and hungry for more. But with a roster that includes superstars like CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and now Sidney Brown, the pieces are truly in place for a legitimate championship run. The key will be how quickly Brown can adapt to his new team and system and hit the ground running. He's expected to report to the Cowboys training facility within the next 48 hours, where he'll undergo a physical and begin practicing immediately with the team. As we look ahead to the future, it's crystal clear that this trade will be one of the defining moments of the 2025 NFL offseason. It's a high-stakes move for both teams involved, with the potential to reshape the entire NFC East and beyond for years to come. For the Cowboys, it's a golden opportunity to add a difference-maker to an already loaded roster and make a bold statement that they're ready to compete at the absolute highest level. For the Eagles, it's a gamble that could either pay off as part of a broader, long-term strategy or come back to haunt them when Brown suits up against them in that iconic blue and silver star. So what's next for Sidney Brown and the Dallas Cowboys? Well, this is just the beginning, folks. Brown's arrival in Dallas marks the start of a new Chapter 1 filled with endless possibilities. Coaches will work tirelessly to integrate him into the defensive scheme. Teammates will rally around him as one of their own, and fans will dissect every single play he makes with a fine-tooth comb. The Cowboys' preseason games will take on added significance as Brown gets his first reps with his new team, and the regular season showdowns with Philadelphia will be circled in red on every NFL fan's calendar. This is the kind of trade that keeps the NFL exciting, bold, controversial, and absolutely brimming with potential. So, what do you think about this massive trade? Is Sidney Brown the missing piece that finally gets the Cowboys over the hump? Did Dallas just pull off the steal of the offseason? Or do the Eagles know something we don't? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this conversation going. And if you're new here, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and smash that notification bell so you don't miss a single update. We've got a ton more NFL content coming your way, so stay locked in. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay legendary.